Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to Laravel Hotel Management System project tutorial for beginner. So in this tutorial, we're going to let admin add some room details in the database. So for it, first of all, what we'll do is that we'll create a room table in our hotel and we'll create some input field over here so that admin can upload those data in the table. So for it, let's go and first create the database table. So let's go to our project directory. So here is our project. So we need to open a command prompt here. Let me just zoom in, and here we're going to say here PHP artisan make clone model. Then we'll measure our table name, which will be room. R will be capital, RWM room, then minus M. So what this command will do is that this command will create a model for our room, and minus M means it will also create a migration. So right now, let me just show you the code over here. So here in the apps and in the model, here you can see we only have user.php, and if you go to the database, then migrations, there you can see there is the room table over here. So right now, if we just run this command, if you just press enter here, there you can see a model is created and a migration is created. And over here, you can see in the models, we have room.php, and in the migrations, we have room table over here. So let's go to this create room table.php, which is in the database migration folder. So here we need to mention some column names. So let's say here $table, this arrow sign. We'll say here string to first bracket to single quotation. And we need to mention a name over here. So let's say it will be room underscore title, room title, and let's just make it nullable. After this, let me just copy this for few times. Paste it for few times on 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So after room title, we'll say over here, let's say image, room image. Then here we are going to say description. And for description, we are going to use long text. Long text will let us write a lot of text. So after description, here it will be price. Then will the room have free Wi-Fi or not? So let's just say here Wi-Fi. And for Wi-Fi, let's just give a default value. Default value will be yes. Then here we'll say, let's say room type. Is the room premium or normal, regular, or a deluxe room? Okay. So this is all. We will just remove the last one. We'll just keep this 6 field. Okay. So right now, let's just save this. And after this, one more thing we'll do is that we'll mention those field name in our model, in our table model. So here you can see room.php. So here we need to write it like this, protected field label. So let me just copy it from here, from the user.php, and we'll paste it over here in the room model. So protected field label, it will be room title, room underscore title. After it, we have image, description, price, Wi-Fi, and room type. So we'll say here image, then this will be description. So we'll say description. After that, we have price, Wi-Fi, and room type. So we'll say here price, Wi-Fi, and last one will be room type, room underscore type. So let's save this and we can just close this right now. So right now we need to migrate this table in our database. So for it, what we need to do is that we need to run a command which is php artisan migrate. So we say here php artisan migrate and press enter, and there you can see room table is migrated in our database table. So right now, if we just go to our database, let me just refresh here. And here you can see in the hotel database, we have a new table called rooms. Let me just go inside, and here you can see room title, image, description, price, Wi-Fi, and room type. So table is created. Right now, what we need to do is that we need to create an input field in that admin dashboard so that the admin can upload the room data in the database table. So for it, first of all, we are going to modify the sidebar over here. So let's go back to our code and we'll just first directly go to the resource views, then admin folder, and inside admin folder, here you can see sidebar.blade.php, which is this one. So we are going to modify it. So first of all, what we'll do is that here you can see home. So we'll remove this table, cards, and this forms. We'll remove those three from here, and we'll only keep this example drop down, and we can also remove those are not necessary. We'll also remove other things from here as well. Let's just remove this li from here. This ul closing is required and this one is not required. So right now let's save it and let's go back to our browser, and if we now refresh, there you can see we only have this drop down and this home option. So right now about here we're going to say hotel room. Here will be add room and view room. Here example drop down will say hotel rooms, and let's say here add rooms. So let's save this. Let's refresh here. Click on it, and there you can see we have add rooms option over here. And we'll modify those in the next tutorial. So let's just focus on adding rooms. So let's go back to our code again, and here you can see href. So inside this href, we are going to keep to second bracket. Then we are going to say here URL to first bracket to single quotation, and let's say it will be create underscore room. So right now we'll create a route for this so that it will take the user or admin to a different page where there will be some input field to add the rooms. So let's go to our route, then web.php, and here let me just copy this route, Ctrl+C, and we'll paste it over here. We're going to say route get, our route name was create underscore room. So we are going to say here create underscore room. We'll use the admin controller, and let's say the function name will be the same thing, create underscore room. Okay, so right now let's go to our admin controller and create this function. So let's go to our app http controller and admin controller. So let's go down, and we're going to say here public function create room to first bracket, then to second bracket, and from here we'll just return a view. So we'll say here return view to first bracket to single quotation, and we have the input field in this admin folder. So first let's say here admin, and let's say the blade file name will be create underscore room, the same thing. So right now we do not have this create underscore room.blade.php in our admin folder in the views. So right now we'll click on this admin folder, right click on it, then click new file, and here we're going to say create underscore room.blade.php, then Ctrl+S, and then save. So there you can see a blade file is saved. So right now let's just say simple HTML over here, HTML, and in the body we're going to say, let's say h1 tag create room, save it. So right now what will happen is that when someone click on this add room button, it will call this URL create room, and this URL will call the admin controller create room function, and admin controller create room function will return us the view admin.create room, which is this one. So let's save it, and right now if we just refresh here and click on this add room option, there you can see we are seeing create room, but obviously we need to have the sidebar, header, and the body part as well. So what we are going to do is that we'll just directly go to admin, then index.blade.php, and we're going to copy everything from here, Ctrl+A, Ctrl+C, and we'll remove everything from this create room.blade.php, and we'll paste whatever we just copied from here. And from here you can see include admin.body, so we'll remove this part. Okay, so right now if we save this, Then if we now refresh here, create room, there you can see we have the header and the sidebar option, but obviously that design is a little bit problematic, so we need to fix it. So for it, what we'll do is that we'll go to our admin, then body.blade.php over here, and we're going to copy this 3 div from here: page content, page header, and container suite. Control C, and we'll paste it over here. We also need to in this 3 div, so let's just do that as well. So we'll give div closing here, here, and here. Here you can see. So right now let's save it again and let's refresh here, and there you can see it now looks perfect. So the design error because of those 3 divs. So we just write it, so it's now perfect. So right now we are going to have some input field over here so that the admin can upload the data to the room table. So for it, let's just mention a div over here, and inside this div, let's have a form. So inside the form, let's mention another div. So here first we'll say Laravel. So first we'll give the room title. Let's say room title. So for this level, we need to give an input field. So input type will be text. Name will be, let's say, title. And that's all. So let me just copy this div, Control C. Then we'll paste it over here. And here it will be room description, or let's just say here description. And for description, we'll use text area. So here we're going to say text area like this. So for text area, we need to give a name. Let's say name will be description. After this, we'll have the price field. So here we're going to say price. Input type will be, for price, it will be number. So title will be price. So after this, we're going to add, let's say, room type. And for room type, let's say here room type. For room type, we'll use select. So let's say here select, and inside the select, we're going to say option. So the select will have a name. Let's say the name will be type. And we'll give an option a value. So value will be, let's say it will be regular. So here we're going to say regular. Let's mention 2 more options. This one will be, let's say, premium. So we also need to give the value for this. So we say here value, it will be premium. And the last one will be deluxe. D-E-L-U-X-E, deluxe. So let me also mention the value here. It will be deluxe. So by default, we'll show that regular room. So here we'll say selected. So this will be shown at the beginning to the admin. So for Wi-Fi, we'll also do the same thing. We'll also have the select option. So let me just copy it and paste it here. And we'll say here free Wi-Fi. So the name will be Wi-Fi this time. And let me just write over here. It will be either yes or no. So let's say here yes. Let's keep this smaller, and this one will be no. So we'll say here no. And the third option is not necessary. So after this, we'll have the image speed. So here we're going to say div. We'll say here level. Level will be upload image. You can say upload image room, whatever. But here we're going to have a input type. It will be file. Name will be image. Okay. So the last one will be the, let's just say here div. Last one will be the submit button. So we just say over here input type. It will be submit, and submit button do not require any name. So submit button will have a value. Let's say here add role. So right now, if we save this, then if we now refresh here, there you can see we have all the input field. So add room button over here we can see. So let's just change the add room button design. So for it, we'll use Bootstrap. So let me just say over here input type for submit. We'll say here class. It will be btn primary. So right now, let's just save it, and if we now refresh, there you can see the button design changed. So right now we should also change those design as well. So let's go and first modify the title. So let's go back to our code. Here you can see we have label for each input field. So let's go at the top, and here you can see in the head section we're going to mention the style over here. We'll say here style, and inside this style we're going to say level to first bracket to second bracket, and inside this we're going to say display. It will be inline block, and let's also say here width. It will be, let's say, 200 px. So right now save it. Let's go back to our code, refresh, and there you can see everything is in a single line. So right now let's go and make some space among them. So for it, what we can do is that let me just, here you can see we have div. So inside this div, let's mention a class. Let's say class name will be div underscore design, and let me just copy this and we'll paste it for each div. So we'll paste for description, price, let me just select all of them, room type, then free Wi-Fi, upload image, and also for the submit button. So we just paste for each div. So after that, we're going to write some CSS for this div underscore design. Okay, I write over here twice. So let's go at the top, and here inside the style, since this is a class, we need to give a dot, and we'll say here div underscore design, then to second bracket. Let's just say over here padding top, it will be 30 px. Save it, then let's refresh, and there you can see there is some gap. Okay, I think I missed for the upload image. Let me check. Okay, I missed for the upload image. Let me copy it here and paste it here. Okay, so let's do one more thing, and that is let's have every input field in the center. So for it, here you can see that at the beginning I just mentioned a div over here. So let's just mention a class, and we'll say class name will be div underscore center. Save it. Let's go in the style section, and here we're going to say dot div underscore center, and we're going to say here, let's say text align, it will be center, and let's also add some padding. Let's say padding top will be 40 px. Save, then refresh again, and there you can see. So let's just add a title over here that add rooms before this div center. So here after this div center, let's just mention h-on tag, and here we're going to say add rooms. Save it here again, and let me just show you. Refresh, and there you go, we have add rooms, but it is small. We can just add a simple style for this. Let's just say here, mention the style just over here. Let's say font size, it will be 30 px, and font width, it will be bold. Save, then refresh, and there you go. So right now what we are going to do is that we're going to let the user write the input and upload it to the database table. So for it, first of all, what we need to do is that here you can see we mentioned form over here. So inside the form, we'll say here action, then we'll say here method, and we also need to mention enc type. Enc type will be multipart slash form minus data, and we also need to mention the @ of CSRF token. If you do not mention this, you will get an error. And why we need to mention inc type multipart form data? Because we are trying to upload image from here. That's why we are trying to upload a file. That's why we need to mention inc type multipart form data. So method, it will be post, and let's mention action. So we'll give to second bracket. Then we are going to say here URL to first bracket to single quotation. Let's say here add underscore room. Okay. So right now what we need to do is that we need to create this route in our web.php. So let's go to our web.php and let me just copy this route, Ctrl+C, and we'll paste it over here. And the route method, it will be post. So we'll say here post, and the route was add underscore room. Let me just show you again. Here you can see add underscore room. So we also need to mention the function name in the admin controller. We'll say add underscore room. So we'll use the admin controller. So right now we'll go to the admin controller and create this function add underscore room. Let's save it. Let's go to our admin controller. And here we're going to say public function add underscore room to first bracket and to second bracket. So from the create room, we are trying to send all the data to the admin controller, because in order to upload the data, we need to send all those data to the admin controller, and admin controller should be able to receive those. And in order to receive those, we need to say here request $request. So once you write request $request, then we'll be able to get whatever input the admin gives. Okay. So right now what we are going to do is that we're going to store all the inputs in the table. So first of all, we need to mention the table name at the top of our controller. So here we need to mention over here use app \. So here in order to upload the data to the database table, we need to mention the table model name. So in the app, here you can see the model, and in the model we have room.php. So we'll say here app \models \, it will be room, ROOM, room. R will be capital, just like over here, and A will be capital. Okay. So right now we'll go down, and here we're going to say $data. $data is a variable. You can declare any variable. You can say here $room, doesn't matter. After this, we'll say here new room, like this. So right now, what this means is that we write over here $data equal to new room. It means using this $data, we'll be able to upload the data in the room table. So right now, we'll say here $data, this arrow sign. Then here, let me just show you the database table. So here in the room table, let me zoom in. In the room table, we have room underscore title over here like this. So we need to write it over here like this, room underscore title equal to. Now we need to request the input field data. So here we mentioned $request. So we'll have this $request over here, $request, then this arrow sign. And if we go to the create room.blade.php, here you can see for room title, we mention name equal to title. So we will paste it over here, title. So what will happen is that whatever title the admin give for the room title, it will be stored in the room underscore title column. So the same way we can upload all the data. So let me just copy this and I'll paste it 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. So after room title, we have let's say description. So in the database table, we write description like this. Description, we'll upload the image later. Let's just upload the text field first. So we'll say here description, we'll say here description, and in the create room.blade.php description for the text field, name is also description. So we'll say here request description. After description, let's have the room price. So here we're going to say price, and in the text field it was price as well. After that, we'll have Wi-Fi, and here we'll write Wi-Fi. The last one will be room underscore type. So here, let me just check it in the database. It was room underscore type like this. And in the createroom.blade.php, for room type, we mention name equal to type. So here we need to say only type. I hope I'm clear that this side will come from the database table and this side will come from the blade file, all the names. Okay, so after this we can just say here $data, this arrow sign, save. And after saving the data, we want the user stay on the same page. So we'll say here return redirect to first bracket, this arrow sign, back. So what this will do is that after saving the data, it will keep the user on the same page. So let's just save it, and we do not need to give this to first bracket. If we just say over here new rule, that is fine. So let's save it, and let's also save it here and in the route as well. Let's just refresh it over here. Okay, I think I just zoom in too much before. Okay, so let's just give the room title. Let's just say here test. Price will be 200. Room type will be, let's say, premium. Wi-Fi, no. Just for testing purpose, we didn't do anything for the upload image, so we'll just keep it empty. And right now, if you click on the add room button, here guys is reloading, and the data is uploaded. So right now, if I just refresh my database table, there is a data, room title, description, price, Wi-Fi is no, and room type is premium, just like we selected over here. So right now, let's go and upload the image. So the uploading image is a little bit different. So let's go back to our admin controller. And here, after this request type, we're going to declare a variable. Let's say $image equal to, we request the image. So we'll say here, request this arrow sign image. So this is just a variable. And here you can see request image. This image name will come from the text field from here. So after this, we'll give a if condition. We'll first check if there is any image. So we say here if $image. If there is any image, only then upload the image. So we'll give to second bracket right now. Then we'll declare another variable, and here we'll modify the image name. So we'll say here image name equal to, we'll use time function to modify the image name. So we'll say here time to first bracket dot to single quotation, and inside this single quotation we'll give another dot, then here we'll give another single quotation, and after this dot we'll give this $image, and this $image is basically this one, and here we'll give this arrow sign, then we'll say here get C will be capital, client O will be capital, original E will be capital, extension, then to first bracket like this. After this, we need to store the image in our project. So for it, we are going to say here $request, this arrow sign, we'll say here image, again this arrow sign, and we'll move the image. So let's say we'll have a folder in our public folder to store the image. So let's say the folder name will be room. So after this, we need to give a comma, and we need to mention the image name that we just modified over here. Okay, so I'll just copy this and paste it here. So after this, we need to store the image name in the database table. So here what we are doing is that we are storing the image in the, we did not upload the image name in the database. So here we are going to say, here we already mentioned here, you can see $data. So in order to upload to the database, we need to say here $data, then this arrow sign, and in the database table, here you can see that our image name is image. So we need to say here image equal to, we need to mention this $image name over here like this. So don't worry, let me just explain it again if you did not understand. So here, first of all, what we are doing is that we are declaring an image variable and storing the image from the createRoom.wait.php. After that, we are checking if there is an image. If there is an image, only then we'll come to this if condition. So if there is an image, then we'll modify the image name using the time function. Since we are using the time function, image name will be always different. After this, what we are doing is that we are moving the image in a folder in the public folder with that certain name. And then we are storing the image name in the database table. So that's all we are doing. And this is $data save. This will save the entire data. So we do not need to create any room folder in the public. It will automatically create for us. So right now, let's just save it. And let me just refresh our browser. Let's give a room title. Let's say here it will be family room. And description, let me just copy some random text from online. Random text. Let's just copy it from here. Control C and paste it here. After this, let's say price will be 300. It is a deluxe, free Wi-Fi, yes. Let's choose a room. Image, so let me just choose, let's just choose this image. Click open. And right now, if I click on add room, here you can see it's reloading and the data is uploaded. So right now, if I just refresh my database table, there you can see a image is uploaded. And if you want to see the image, let's go back to our Sublime text. And if you go to the public folder, here you can see public folder. And in the public folder, here you can see it automatically create a folder called room over here. So right now, if I click on room, there you can see there is a image over here. If I now click over here, here you can see the image that we just uploaded. So we are able to successfully upload the room data in the database table. So this is all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, what we will do is that we display all those room in the admin panel. So we'll have a showroom option over here. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any question or any problem or any suggestion, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe. And I hope to see you in the future tutorials.